Go get it. Go get it. I did the heat so you could go get it. Okay.
Okay. Well, don't get her riled up when we're about to do this, because she'll get riled up. Don't even. I've also got a tutorial on this world on how exactly to make a 4x4 drop down gate or just a 4x4 combination lock.
So why'd you make a new test world if we already have 2 test worlds?
Because this isn't a test world, it's a tutorial world. It's made to look nice for a video.
Okay.
That's all it is. I went and looked up a nice seed, and this is what it gave me. And this is a nice little test area. I've got a mountain over there if I wanted to do stuff. I didn't get the time, but I wanted to do the combination lock I've got here. I wanted to put it in a wall. Huh. A little strange. I need to turn day and night cycles on.
Now it tells me after I've already found it.
Cool, I can hear myself. Hopefully they can hear the game. And then get your people in, and then start asking questions. This is not the best microphone for all that. So I'm looking at rent to owning a house and then renting it out. Like subleasing it in my name and then having leasees come and lease it from me. I found one for $30,000, which would be $6,000 a year or $500 a month. But I figure it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, right? But it's a trailer home. But it's perfect for college students. It's not too far from Fulton. It's not too far from Jeff City. So if they really want to, they can totally come and do it. I just got messaged. Yes, come join. Doing a redstone tutorial. Come join. Bitch. Alex will appreciate being called bitch. No one else will. That's because Alex and I love each other very much. But Jess, there's no one else here.
So I was trying to figure out how to get a row of sticky pistons to go.
Like what type of row?
Just like 5 of them in a row?
Like 5 in a row? Like you're wanting them all to go at once? Are you wanting them all to go off the same signal?
Whatever's easiest.
That's not very, like... Okay. So, like, here's the thing, right? I can run a row of 5 sticky pistons off of this one line here. If I can ever fucking select the side. Like, it's not... Like, is this what you're meaning? How are you meaning?
Yes, that's... How did you do that?
Okay, so... let's start with the basics of redstone.
Okay.
So redstone is able to be powered by several other blocks in the game, and I have the majority of them actually put up here. Redstone blocks constantly give out power like a repeater, and then this, I don't remember what this is called. I want to say it's like a target, but these are made, you can shoot them with a bow. You can also shoot a button with a bow too. So let's just get a bow and...
Yeah, let's target.
Yeah, but shooting it, as long as it like has detected by an arrow hitting it and it's close enough to the center, it will put out like a specific signal. Up to 15 blocks, a perfect center shot being 15 blocks. I think out in the far corner, I'm pretty sure does less. I could be wrong though. Yes, so you saw how that one was weaker, while closer to the center was really bright.
Yeah.
So That's pretty much how that is. A redstone block constantly gives out like max power, and then comparators give out power based off an item inside of an inventory. So, for example, here you've got redstone coming off of this comparator here, which is linked into this piston. Well, this block is actually stopping an item from moving around inside of this, and this is what's called a hopper timer. So basically, you set an amount of time by using a stackable item. It stacks them into one hopper, and then once it finishes stacking them in one hopper, it moves them over to the other stack. One item is 2 ticks, 2 items is 4 ticks, 4 ticks is 1 second. So you can actually do like an accurate timer based off of that, just by having it go boop, 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 and then after so much time, the signal from this will be so strong. Because comparators are a bit of a weird object, as I've actually showing here. This one's in subtract mode, but basically comparators put out signal based off of signals they receive from the back. But this mode right here called subtract mode actually takes the maximum power of signal that's in the comparator, adds 1 to it, and then subtracts however many is going into it. So if we look here, we have a redstone torch. This gives up the max of 15 for a torch, and this is going out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it has 8 blocks before it hits the comparator. The comparator adds 1 off of this redstone torch, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 minus 8 should be 3. 1, 2, 3. Does that make any sense at all or no?
Mildly.
Okay, cool. So it uses this rear number as the main, like this is the main power. So if I actually broke that, it would go out to here and then it would go out like 8 blocks. Do me a favor, do you still have Alex in your Facebook or no?
Probably.
Shoot him over the link and tell him I said that's what I said. Because the bastard needs to hear. But anyways, so yeah, these targets can be hit at any angle as long as they're hit. Redstone blocks, timers. This is how it works. It's literally going in. The comparator puts out a 1 tick signal. 1 tick causes this to go up, and this will actually change dependent on like how much is there. It's getting very annoying. And a better example of how this works is I'm going to break that. And as you can see, the line comes way over here because it has full signal now. This adds 1 unless it's being subtracted from. And lastly, we have what I call pass-through blocks, which are solid blocks. And we also have the daylight sensor and the nighttime sensor. The nighttime sensor only activates at night. Daytime sensor only activates at day. Slash time set 0. Oh, I forgot how time sets work. Teleport time. Here we go. Damn, it won't let me actually change it. Oh well. So pass-through blocks are full solid blocks like wood. Leaves, glass, and I think coal aren't considered solid blocks because they're tangible. So like light passes through them. Basically, if light passes through it, it's not considered like a solid block. Now, if the light that's actually like coming from it was like coming from the block, so like glowstone, if I recall, is a solid block, but redstone blocks aren't, because redstones are always powered. Redstone blocks are always powered. So, yeah. And then we move on to the basics and principles of what's called laddering. And this is how laddering works. Basically, you run power through, and whenever a redstone torch actually receives power, it turns off. And redstone torches can power the block directly above them as if they're, well, not even as if, because they're solid blocks. So in this case, wood is what I'm using, and wood is a solid block every time. So we have power coming from one torch into a repeater into a block, but you could actually do dust as long as it's going direct to the block and not onto it. It should work. So I have power going through this block, which is powering this dust here, so you can see that. And I can actually put down another piece of dust right now to show that this is getting... Also, you can see there's nothing underneath it. Let me get rid of that. That way you can actually see that power's going through. And this is causing it to ladder, which is basically this is getting power, so this turns off. That doesn't power this, so this stays on. That powers this, so this turns off. And that's a very simple thing in called laddering as it goes. Now, the most commonly used items for general redstone is pistons, hoppers, and repeaters. But you can do a lot with these comparators. And I actually have this right here to show off exactly that. This is actually this is a hidden room wall. So yeah, if anyone wants to make a comment, welcome to the video. We're just going over like what redstone is, and this is a Q&A, so you can ask me to build something. Feel free to ask questions. Thank you, Jess. So as you can see here, we have just a normal looking area, but we have this strange wall. So comparators read the data of the block touching. So these item frames right here all actually have an item in them that is a selection from 1 all the way around to 8. And each of them are connected up to a comparator. And each comparator actually puts out a signal based on the strength of the signal from the display frame behind it. Not anything like amazingly difficult, but on that same note, like something in general that most people should know, because you can actually use these for quite a bit, and it's very easy to turn this into, say, a 3. All I would need to do is actually match the signal that I would want coming from this over here. So say, for example, that I want this one, I believe is 4 and above. So this is the what's called free tag. Hey boo boo, how you doing? This is what I like to call the free tag. That's the reason why it's a redstone torch. So the free tag is you can actually put it in any position past the position that it needs, and it will actually allow it to work. These ones are called set tags. So when this one is set, that's the only position they can be in. If they go past that position, they actually will not work. They will depower something else in the process through this right here, which is called subtraction. And your main line, all you're really doing is you're running a main line through just one of these. So this is our main right here, which I believe is 3. So if I come back here and I look, yeah, so you can see how power is coming through here. So this power right now, since this is where it would end normally on this comparator. Now the comparator adds a +1, which goes into a block, and then a repeater actually reads that +1 as 15, because it repeats the signal, and then it will try pushing it forward. But it needs a block to go through, as you can see here. So to put it simple, you can have power coming through here, but without your first set of circumstances being met, which in this situation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we want now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can come over here, and you can see, oh, wait, that didn't work. Even though we have the right amount of redstone dust and everything, it doesn't work. And the main reason it doesn't work is because if you look in the front here, it's got this little light lit up. And if you recall from over here, that light being lit up is actually subtraction mode, which I actually should have probably gone in depth of a little better. But pretty much each of these comparators is able to do math based off of like how much power they're getting from the sides compared to how much power they're getting from the front. Now, if I were to turn this off and turn it to addition mode, it would actually try and open. So we know that 4 is too much for this one. So if we reset it, we can go to 3. 3 is not enough. I'm sorry, that was 5. That's 4. And now that has the proper amount of power coming through. Oh, but wait, you're still stuck on this one. Well, this one is, you know, it's a little oopsie-doopsie. It's trying to send power from this block through into this block, but there's no block here. So this one's unable to create the connection that you're actually needing to finish it through. So, like I said, this one's our free one. And the only reason this one's free is because no matter what we set it to, this one will never turn off because it's not set in subtraction mode. However, the moment that I turn it to subtraction, it turns it into a lock. So this one is that, and that will actually power this whole block, and it will actually send overpower all the way through. And then this one, once you put it up to a certain point, we have one more to go, and then it will be there. But because the signal is stronger than this one that's actually getting put out, it's not going to affect it. So this is actually still allowing power to go through. But if I put it all the way over, see how the power turns off? This block subtracts. So essentially you are stuck, as long as this one stays on standard addition mode, you are stuck on having to actually figure out what the exact number is, which in this situation is... So there's that. That guy, 215. Hey, welcome for the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. One more block. Of course, in an actual one, you would never see this. I actually gave myself some clues here. In case you didn't notice, I put the torches up. So these torches actually tell me exactly where everything is supposed to go. The only one that's offset is this last one. But as you can see, we have a perfect pass-through. Just because there's enough power going through that everything's able to connect. But the moment that I take away that pass-through, right, the moment I get rid of that extra power, disappears. I'm looking at Jess, and she looks very, very confused.
Have you ever thought about being an electrician?
Yes. Yes, I
You
have.
would make a lot of money very quickly.
I would make a ton of money being an electrician, but I hate hard work. Also, this is nothing like it. I mean, it's kind of like electrician work, but this is like nothing near the same.
Yeah, that entire like 10-minute spiel is about like when my friend Adam tries to explain electricity to me.
Did you not get a single word of what I said?
No.
Okay, so time to break it down to parts. I wanted to be a teacher originally, so I actually kind of got good at doing this. So, comparators, they compare a block. It's literally what their thing is. They compare how it was to how it will be. Each comparator, when it has a block it's reading, so right now it's reading this item frame. You subscribe, Boo Boo? Thank you! Thank you for subscribing. When they're reading the front frame, this front frame right now is technically set to 0. So these comparators, if they didn't add 1, would only be getting power but not sending it through. Anytime that you turn this over 1, it compares it to how it was a minute ago, and it actually sends the signal forward once more. And then as you go along, you get in farther and farther, and you get to this. So this piston... Basically, whenever... It's Nathan! Hey, Nathan! How you doing, boo-boo? No, that's my buddy, Nathan. Pretty much what ends up happening is these act sort of like secondary locks. So if I turn this one like all the way back, for example, right? This isn't open. And I power this one. I think I did too much. I might have. And I power this one. This one right here won't work alone. So a lot of them are just like lever systems, which doesn't end up working very well because you have to have like certain levers pulled, but they really are just trick levers. You can keep guessing until you get it. This is like a one way that you legitimately have to actually take time to put everything in and actually figure it out. Like it took me a solid 30 minutes just to set this up this morning. But pretty much, unless you actually have this one going on, this won't actually turn on. So this will never send power through. And then this one actually kind of doubles and does the same thing. So the only one that you actually need to get power into this hole, which this leads down into a bungalow of redstone down here.
What's all that for?
That is for the hole in the ground. Oh yeah, did you see the hole in the ground, or did I not show that?
You glanced at it.
Okay. So the hole in the ground is actually like an advanced redstone mechanism. Hold on. Oh, I went past it by 1. Yeah. So this is actually like a full-on redstone mechanism with redstone running through the ground and everything. And I can actually usually hide the wires and all that. Like I can usually make sure that none of it is seen. But the thing behind it is that like unless this exact or near exact, so like if I do this over 1, right, it's not going to close it because it's getting more power now than what it really needs. And this one's also putting out the power to match. But if I go over 1 more,
Are there pistons back there for anything in particular?
These ones?
Yeah.
So these ones are acting like a lock and key. So pretty much whenever this piston is on, it's got this block extended, and this block allows the redstone signal to actually go through it because it's considered a solid block. So Minecraft has like 3 types of blocks. It has transparent blocks, leaves and glass, for example, and glowstone. It has solid blocks, which is wood, stone, things like that, things that you would generally like outright build with. And then it has immovable blocks, and immovable blocks are exactly as they sound. They're not able to be moved, and that's bedrock and obsidian. You can't move obsidian with a piston. Or cake. This sounds like a joke, but one moment here. Let me just grab a cake, and I will show you what happens. Unless they finally fixed it, cake just goes into the void. Like, it teleports randomly, like the Ender Dragon egg. That's not even a joke. That's actually what it does. It randomly teleports. The cake is a fucking lie. That is still an achievement I've yet to get, by the way. And you can't use sticky pistons for it either. Yeah, so just watch this. 1, 2, 3. So cake can go here, and then piston. It's gone.
It broke the cake.
And piston is gone. I'm salty. Neither of them stayed. What a bunch of cunts. I'm not stressed on it. I need to clean my office tonight, though. That is like one of my big things I want to do tonight, but I want to eat dinner first. I don't know about you.
Okay.
Is that meat done thawing, by the way, or is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We've got to actually put it like in a bag or something, because I'm not going to be able to cook it tonight. I was going to cook it with the shark fillets on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning most of the day, so I haven't made any plans for dinner.
That's fine. I figured just leftovers. Anyways, so pistons, as you know, are actually powered by getting power through redstone. They don't need a lot of power. They only need one block of power, which is the amount of spaces they've moved. So pretty much as it goes, imagine these as I was going to say magic, but I don't have a good way of actually putting it. But pretty much without any of this working in Concile, like, it doesn't work. You have to have like a part of it that's working properly for it to work properly. And then on top of that, another way that you can actually add like extra to this is I can 100% just get rid of the this, right? Run the redstone like this, right? And then run another redstone cable. Oh, whoops.
So the redstone has to go directly to that piston.
It has to go to that piston, yeah. Well, it doesn't have to go directly. Let me rephrase that. Give me a moment. But I could also make it where it does this. Oh, right. That'll go into that. Oh, fuck. Fuck it. I mean, I'm already going out one. I can make it where literally none of this will work without a lever. Or in this case, a torch. So imagine that there's a wall here. Shut up, you. Imagine that there's a wall here with a lever on it. Well, unless you had that lever flipped in the right way, and you had this gate out, literally none of this would work without it. That lever being flipped. But I can just get rid of the piston. I don't really need something there blocking it. I don't need the all 4 of these. Like I said, you can actually do this with 3, but 3 is the minimum you can actually do it with. So I can break down the getting into the ground part now if you'd like. Or is there something you want me to describe in better detail?
I wish there was something more simple to show. Because, like, starting to get it, but not quite.
Okay, let's start with simple then. Let me get a piston. So you know that pistons only work with redstone right on them, right? So pistons will face any direction, and they will pretty much work just fine like that. They're considered transparent, so you can't actually pass a signal through a piston. You can only give a signal to a piston, right?
So, in order to make multiple pistons work in a row... Hey, look, there's a cake.
No, I tossed that out there.
Oh, okay.
It goes into the void. Like, I could dig all the way down to bedrock right now, and we would find it on the bottom of the bedrock. And might I add, you can stack them all the way down.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, it's great. But I would die.
Wait, why would you die?
The void kills you.
Oh, okay. After how many blocks?
Like 40?
Oh, okay. Anyway, so in order to make a piston work, you have to have the red torch next to it.
It has to have a signal running directly to it, or if you have a solid block, so this sand is considered a solid block, it has to be powered. So I'm running that. I'm running this. Let me actually do it like this. So this sand is a solid block. It's getting powered and actually passing power through it.
Okay. Now, what if you want to do 5 next to each other?
Okay.
Do you have to just torch every single one of them?
No. So you see how this has like lines pointing at where it's going?
Yeah.
So, oh, I can't place anything down there. So whenever you actually place the redstone down, it goes in a singular line, and a lot of the times you can't run it like onto something. So if I place pistons here, I'm powering the blocks above it, mind you. I'm not powering the pistons themselves. See, these will all go out like that, right? And that's one thing. Now, if you're going directly to the piston, though, you'll get one. Although Bedrock's a little different. Bedrock actually has individual like connections. Java doesn't. So on Java, this won't connect, and these won't extend because of that. Now, something to note is sometimes this doesn't work. Sometimes you need like alternating pistons. If that's the case, you go repeater, dust, because that's a line directly into the piston.
That does not make sense as to why my thing wasn't working.
This is only for Java. This isn't for the version we're on right now. This is the Java.
Why is it working?
Why is it working? Because it's running. So this gets power from any block it's touching. So this redstone torch is considered a block. It's getting power from that redstone torch, right? But it has to have power in that block. So if I place this here, it won't get power. And because this redstone torch isn't underneath this log, it won't get power. But the moment I move this torch back a block, and then I run a repeater into this, it gets power because power is being run through the block. And I can actually hook up dust to the block right now.
Okay.
And that is how, like, for example, I would do that. And then something else to do, which is actually how I've automated several of the farms on my private world. Something else that you can do is actually something called observers.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to make was a wheat farm, but I couldn't figure out how to get the...
Wheat doesn't actually react with observers.
No, the one where you get the water to go down.
Oh, okay. A slide farm.
Yeah.
Okay. So slide farms are generally... So there's a couple ways you can do one. I'll just do a simple set right here.
I got the hoppers and the chest to work. And I got the right amount of water to going down thing. I just couldn't get the hoppers to move. Or not the hoppers, but pistons to move.
So there's two ways to do it. You can either have it coming down, like the pistons physically like facing down. So how I did it in our world originally was I had the pistons like this. And I just left them on with a lever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? and then redstone dust. So the back of these you can actually place dust on if they're sitting down. Now, if these are to the side, you can't because it's a moving block to the side. So you can only do that to the back. Now, the other way that you can do it is by placing them facing up like this, and then running redstone to each one of them, and then running the signal out elsewhere. So
the redstone can't be underneath. It has to be to the side.
no, it cannot be underneath, if I recall.
Okay, that's what I couldn't figure out. I was trying to get it to go underneath and it wasn't doing it. I didn't think about going to the side.
Yep. If you look, I ran the redstone underneath those two pistons.
Yeah. Because it went... What the hell is that?
That's an observer. We will go over that in just a moment.
Okay.
So remember I said you can power a block? So you can power underneath a block. So if I put an observer like this... Oh, whoops. Like this, right? And then I were to update this observer. So if I put a block on it. Oh, right, this is another immovable object. So let's just do it like this then. So the red dot, the poop hole, that's where redstone comes out of. So I get a repeater. So these work also off of blocks updating. The thing is, comparators do it over a long period of time. Observers do it in a single tick. So what you're seeing there, pistons going up and down like that, that's a single tick. Mm-hmm. Right? So basic.
If you spread those two prongs apart, it goes longer times apart.
No. Oh, yes, it does. So it doesn't technically, what it really does, so repeaters work by holding a signal and then expanding on it. So basically they repeat a signal for a long period of time. Every one of these ticks is 2 ticks. So you're at
2 to 3, 4 further out you go.
No, you're at 2, you're at 4, you're at 6, you're at 8. 4 ticks is 1 second. So technically this is 2 seconds right now. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Until you walk over and that's not gonna work.
Yep. 1, 2. But this will, yeah. And observers won't actually read wheat, but they will read plants like pumpkin. I think they read beetroot. They don't read potatoes, but that's why you have the auto villager farm. Kiss indentured servitude. Now, to explain the hole in the ground a little better. So, basically, I'm going to have it off to start. So, basically, redstone comes down here once it makes it through that final block. So, it gets through that final block and it hits a repeater. The repeater sends the signal into the ground through that line. And so, remember earlier when I was talking and I said when blocks get powered, they depower torches? So these blocks, 2 blocks, both have power and they're depowering both of these torches. So neither of these torches are on currently, right? So if we follow this around, I actually use this concept quite a bit, mainly for timing. So whenever you're running a torch like that, it is a 2-second tick per torch swap. And as you do torch swaps, you can actually like go elsewhere with it. So in this situation, you're running a signal into solid blocks, which run it into the piston. So here we've got power going into this block, which powers this block. And it automatically tries to connect to the piston, so it makes it align, and this gets power. Since this gets power, this block's also powered, because this whole block is powered. And since this one's getting power from this side, because it's, like I said, it's trying to act like a normal dust here, but it looks like a line because of pistons here, it powers this block as well. So all 4 of these blocks get powered off this one get powered off of this one torch here.
Say hi, Lena. I don't know why your chat's not updating, but say hi, Lena.
Hi, Lena. How you do? Hello. Is anyone else there? Or is it just you two?
Just me and Lena right now.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Nathan and other person right off.
Yeah.
I don't know where to.
Yeah. So.
I assume because they already know this stuff and I'm just an idiot.
You're not an idiot, though, because this stuff's actually kind of advanced. This particular thing right here is actually really advanced, and a lot of people who do redstone can't do this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a simple time thing to me, but I've also been doing redstone since I first got the game, so, and that's 2009 to now.
Could have saw a challenge and went, bet.
Yeah, redstone's not a problem. Building's not a problem. I like the game whenever I'm not, like, dying inside. Anyways, so same thing all the way across. So if you look here, there's dust, redstone dust to both halves, and both of them have these. And these are called torch switches. Basically, you're basically switching a torch on and off depending on, like, how things are going. So these two are off, so they depower these. These two get powered off, and that runs the signal up to here, and that powers off these torches. I'm sorry, these two are powered on, and that powers off these two. Right? So that allows the blocks to actually go down. It sucks them down, and then it allows it to close. Now, let's say I overpower one of these blocks. Did it turn subtraction mode off? There it goes. Right? And it closes. Now let's go back down there and look. You're gonna have to let me know about the chat. I really can't read anything right now. And this isn't a very long stream. This is just a comprehensive redstone tutorial. Let me get some night vision real fast. Oh, potions.
Night vision?
Yeah. Lingering. Potions is the next thing I really want to get into. What?
You skipped it.
Yeah, fuck it. Night vision. There we go. Anyways. It's almost like it's day. Anyways, so same principle here. So if we go back, actually, to the main hall, right? The signal's not coming through anymore, so these torches are getting powered. And these torches are sending power through the floor around this, like, hole. And same here, same principle. This is the one to the other side, though, for the 4 blocks. These 4 pistons here that actually extend. And these get powered on, those get powered on, and then it runs power along the back here. Now, it becomes a harder concept to deal with whenever you are actually, like, doing more. So, let's say, for example, let me go ahead and just... Right? So you can actually do multiple levels of this, where each one of these... So instead of me having it do it this way, I can have it set... If I want to, with the power of comparators, you could have a button above each one of these, right? And they have what's called a T flip-flop switch, which I will show you now. And I need a redstone torch. And I need a block, movable block, which will just be wood. So this is a flip-flop switch. Basically, this will always, like, change depending on how, like, basically, like, what's being done to it. So, stone button. Pretty much, when this is powered, both of these are depowered, but because this is powered at the same time as these are unpowered, the game gets confused. So the game will violently try and move these pistons, right? So whenever you click this, it's not perfect every time, but as you can see here, it actually moves them, like moves it. So if I put another button over here, for example, As you can see, it'll actually power it and leave it on. And if I turn it off, it closes it. This is actually like whenever we were doing the gate on the private world, or I was, the 3x3 gate, this is actually like the type of switch I tried using to actually get it to work. And then I got into Redstone and I found out about combination safes, or remembered how to do a combination safe, excuse me. And yeah, you don't even need this many pistons. In reality, what you can do is you can have it where you have each of these sending out a signal, but they're all at different lengths, and at each length that they're at, you have them go into a different comparator with a redstone signal that's to the side. So basically, I would have my first signal come out and it would meet up here. I would have my second signal come out and it would meet up here, so on and so forth, right? Basically, what you could do is have it where you basically would do math for each of these, where you would have one lever that sends a solid signal all the way through, and you would have each of these set so that if it doesn't get just under enough power, it will keep stuff closed. Then if it reaches that point, it will open up. And then there's also the pufferfish gate. That sounds like a joke, but that's a very real thing. One moment. I have to get a pufferfish. Pufferfish in a bucket. There's also like the new drip leaf gate too, and azaleas. I love these so much. They're kind of hard to find in my world though. Any comments, questions, anyone?
Not so far.
I have a feeling there won't be. Pufferfish. You can also do axolotl or snow in this case. So this is powdered snow, and unless you're wearing leather boots, you actually sink into this.
Am I tasty?
She licking you. And as you can see, it actually gives you like a little effect next to your thing.
Oh, you're iced.
Yeah.
Are you gonna freeze this?
No, you just freeze. And then after some period of time of moving around, you warm up. It's called the hypothermia effect, and it will actually kill you. Yeah. So I also need a pressure plate. Ew, you farted. I also need a pressure plate as well as, or you could do it the stinky way, as I like to call it, but water fucks up pistons. And then you could also use an observer, or you could use any other block. But pretty much what the fundamental idea is you use a pufferfish, right? So I put this guy down here, and when you scare a pufferfish, come here, dude, get big.
He probably won't because you're in creative.
No, he will. There he is.
Yeah.
When they do that, he's trying to poison me. So let me put a block there. So you can actually use these guys as gates, pretty much. Fuck. It's kind of hard because it's, for some reason, waterlogging pistons doesn't work like 90% of the time. So if I put them in there, right? Do it. Get in there. I don't know why they took that out. That is like the dumbest thing in the world to me. But it's okay. There's actually another way to get by this, which is the way I really didn't want to show people because it barely works half the time. Let's see if it still works. So basically you run a, they have what's called tripwires on here. Tripwires will put out a redstone signal depending on the block that they're touching, as well as if the wire gets tripped. So we know that that's done. Fuck. But I can hit this dude. If I can actually look past him to hit him. Fuck it. Let me just turn myself to game mode C. slash game mode C. Or S. There we go. So now if I get close, he gets big, but he also hit that pufferfish rail. Or not the pufferfish rail, that tripwire.
Yeah.
That's why I enjoy mouse and keyboard. But using that, I can actually make it where he will trip a piston and actually push me somewhat with it. I can also have him like trigger a piston elsewhere. I think it updated now because it says 2 people are watching. Let me try this one more time. Why did that not work? Game mode S. Don't sting me. Come on, swim up. Do it. You won't, pussy. It doesn't work exactly very well with this guy for some reason, but a good majority of them, poison won't kill you. Withering will, though. No, I'm serious, look. Oh, his sting killed me, though. I mean, it's okay. It's right over here. Like, I mean, literally, the spawn for this world could not have been better as it went. But that's pretty much like the juxtapose of Redstone. Any questions? No? Yes, no, maybe so?
No.
No? I mean, fair enough. Maybe I can put a carpet on it.
Carpet?
Yeah. So maybe I can put a... Hold on. So if I let him sting me again, I'll actually die. So I've actually got to wait a minute and heal up a little bit first. I got to get to like 4 hearts. And then you'll see, like, poison will not kill you.
That's all he had 4 hearts.
No, he stung me, and the sting is what killed me.
Oh.
Heal. 2 more. Tasty. Watch. It'll never get you past half a heart. So if you get poisoned, don't stress on it unless you're surrounded by mobs. And now he'll sting me and or not. Just meant to make you weak.
He'll just fuck you.
Death.
I guess that's a quick way to clear your inventory.
Oh, very much so. Thank you guys for watching. Have yourself a nice day. And remember, the government's a lie.